everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting off with this wig review. This wig is from Everyday Wigs. It is a beautiful lavender purple wig. It's super long. It is heat resistant and it's got a little bit of a curl in it. It is 24 inches long to be exact. It's so pretty. I'm obsessed with it. Of course, it was a lace front wig, so I did cut the lace off of it. I have done plenty of wig reviews in the past if y'all want to go check it out and see exactly how I cut my lace off. Lately, I have been doing it off of my head and not on my head. I feel like it's a little bit easier. This wig is $94, but you can also use the code SYDNEYIN to get $8 off of any wig of your choice. And I do believe they have a Halloween sale going on as well right now, so go check them out. They have so many gorgeous wigs. Starting off with the look, I am using my Urban Decay Walk of Shame eyeliner, and I am just tracing out the ruffles that I'm going to be painting on my chest. I'm using my Mehron Paradise paints today, and I am doing yellow ruffles. So I started this off with wanting it to be a carousel themed look, but it ended up turning into kind of a clown. But the colors to me kind of resemble like an old carousel. So like lavender, kind of like a mustard yellow, grayish blues, like weird like teal blues. So it kind of still went inspired off of carousel colors, but it ended up being a clown. So I'm just filling in 2 layers of ruffles, and I'm leaving a space in between both of those layers. I'm also using my Bedellium Tools brushes. I'll have a discount code linked down below for you guys. They have SFX brushes that are only going on until the end of the month, so if you want to get some new brushes, go check them out. I painted that little collar area gray, and now I'm taking my Morphe 35C palette, and I'm using the taupey kind of brown shade. It's the shade I always use for doing shading and shadowing. So on the points that are kind of coming out, that are kind of rounded out, I am deepening that up so it looks like it's going down. So just look at a reference picture of ruffles, or in your mind, think of how ruffles are. They go down and then they come back up. So I'm just creating that depth in those. Like I said, the ones where they're kind of coming out to a point a little bit more. Not a point, but coming out more, if that makes sense. I'm so bad at explaining things. And I'm doing it a little bit darker on the edges and then leaving that center there a little bit lighter. Now I'm taking my Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette. Love this palette, it's gorgeous. If I can open it. And to continue on the shading, I did take that dark brown mixed with a little bit of the black shadow in that palette, and I'm going right up against those edges. This is going to create that shadow where the ruffles are going up, and it's creating that shadow going down onto the part that's, I don't know, creased down, I guess. Ruffles are kind of hard to explain. Taking my LA Splash Cosmetics Pro Artist Liner in Alabaster, I use this all the time. It's my favorite. I'm just highlighting some areas. I'm highlighting the sides. I'm highlighting the edge that's curved up. Do that so it looks like the curve is lifting up on the very bottom of the areas that we did not shade. And then I'm taking a brush and kind of blending it out so it's not such a harsh line, but looks like a true and genuine shadow. I'm doing another line, sort of almost all the way to the edge, but I'm leaving a little bit of a space there on the edge and then blending that white into the yellow. You could also just use white paint to do this as well. Then just taking a little bit of black Mehron Paradise paint, I'm doing very fine lines, not even connecting them all the way, just doing some line work in some areas, just to create a bit more of a shadow type of look and to make it pop a little bit more. I'm not doing a line on everything. Then I'm just taking black shadow and I'm filling in that empty space in between the ruffles to create the shadow of the top ruffle laying on top of the bottom ruffle. And also shading the ruffles onto my skin, that way it looks like I have true ruffles on and they're not just painted on. Then I'm doing some circles on the collar here. I kind of wanted it to look like bells, so I just did some circles. And then I also shaded around those. And then later on I do some dots on them as well, but I don't show that for some reason. I'm also shading the collar a little bit just so it looks a little bit more dimensional. Moving on to our face, I am priming my face with my Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. And then I'm starting the outline. I don't really know where I was going with this. I wanted to do a mask and a skull type of look. The skull on the sides of the mouth is slightly inspired by Crispy. I saw her skull look and I was like, that is really cool. So I'm just kind of creating like a mask, and then I'm leaving the skull area as a skull. I don't really know what I was doing. I'm taking that same white eyeliner and I'm creating the teeth for the skull. And then I start very lightly outlining the teeth and doing the middle portion of the teeth as well, drawing a line in the center. And doing some shading so it looks a little bit more dimensional. I am just using black shadow for this. Make sure you shade in between the teeth too. And also creating those lines that are very jaw-like and bringing it down onto my actual jaw. That way it gives a little bit of a contour as well. Moving on to the mask portion, I'm taking my Givenchy Photo Perfection Foundation. It's the lightest foundation shade I have, so that's what I was going for. I just used my beauty blender and plopped that right on. Only on the mask part, not anywhere else on my face. Taking my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion and Eden, as always. Priming my lids. Then I'm taking my Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette. I'm going to be using the yellow shade called Star. It's such a vivid yellow. I wanted to kind of bring some cohesiveness with the ruffles. I'm doing sort of a cat eye shape with this as well. And then I'm taking my Star Crushed Minerals loose eyeshadow pigment in Solar Dust, and I'm putting that right into the crease. There's not much of a shade difference, but it is a little bit brighter than the Kat Von D one. I then add more of a deeper shade, kind of like a taupey orange shade, and I put that right into the crease, just to give it a little bit more depth. And then I start adding a brown shade. Taking this shade in the Kat Von D Saint and Sinners palette, I am using concealer first, and I'm cutting out my lid, and then I'm going to pack that bluish, tealish shade right on top of it, and then blend it into the colors that I had first put down. I really like the way all these colors work together. It was kind of like all muted colors almost, so it looked really cool in the end. And then I'm taking black and just blending the blue into the brown and then smoking it out again into a very cat eye-like shape. Taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in Granite, I am filling in my brows as I normally would, pretty thick and pretty dramatic. And then I also clean them up with some concealer and use some clear brow gel on them as well. Nothing too fancy. Now I'm just starting to shade the mask portion. I'm first using the same taupey brown shade and going around the edges of the mask. This way it looks like the mask is actually sitting on our face and maybe like it's not our face. And then I'm taking black and going right up against that line, not smoking it out as much as I did with the brown shade. And then go in with your black paint and just kind of outline all of it. I'm also doing some outlining on the skull portion of the face as well. This will just make everything pop and really come to life. Then I'm taking my white eyeliner and doing some highlights just around the edges of the mask in some areas. This will just give it like a shiny kind of effect. And then I'm also highlighting some of the areas on the skull portion as well. Taking my tattoo liner from Kat Von D, I am doing a pretty severe cat eye. I'm doing it super thick and super long. I'm also pointing it in the very inner corner of my eye. And I bring it down below my eye as well. I'm taking a white pencil from NYX Cosmetics. It's in Milk, and I'm just lining my waterline first. And then I'm going to be taking that LA Splash Cosmetics liquid liner and I'm putting that all over on the bottom of my lash line, taking it all the way down to where I did that liner with the tattoo liner. I'm taking some black paint now and doing a little bit of a skull nose just to bring the whole skull theme together somewhat. I connected it with my nostrils and made it pretty separate from each other and just did one a little bit higher up than the other one to give it a little bit of some asymmetry. Taking my LA Splash Cosmetics Crystallized Glitter. I'll have the name of it down in the description box so I don't know it off the top of my head, but I laid down my Too Faced glitter glue and then I just popped that right on the inner corner. I just wanted to add some kind of lavender type of color to match my lavender wig. And now I'm doing the clown points on the face. I'm just taking my black Paradise paint and I am doing a little bit thicker there where it connects to the top of my eye and then making it skinnier as it goes down. And I did the same exact thing on the tops of my eyebrows. You could also bring it down onto your lid, but I just kept it above my eyebrows. Also just adding some detail lines around the skull mouth, just to give it some more, again, dimension. It's always what we want. More realistic looking. I added some very thick and long lashes on the top. These are super old, and I think they are stacked as well. And then I'm taking my Ardell lashes, the Fright Night Spiderweb ones, and I'm doing them on my lower lash line. I'm just doing them right where I did that black liner. You'd be really careful on your bottom lash line. You want to let those suckers dry so they're really tacky, and then you want to hold them there for a few seconds so they don't move anywhere. I started from the outer corner of my eye, and then wherever it ends up on the inner corner is good. Taking my lip liner from NYX Cosmetics and Oh Put It On, it's a deep violet color. I am outlining my lips in sort of a clown shape where there's more of a point on the corners there. And then I'm taking my LA Splash Cosmetics Wickedly Divine Liquid Lipstick. And I'm putting that all over my lips. This is such a pretty metallic shade. But that's the end of the look, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this. This just came straight out of my imagination. So I hope you're enjoying every look this season. There are so many more to come. We're basically halfway through the month. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!